really get too close to him, but oh, that thing's crazy. There we go. Guys, we are at a site that we usually go to. It's our regular site, and we're doing our ARU collection day. However, we're also supposed to check some hydro stations, so it'll be a little bit of a stressful day today, I think, if we are able to get it all done. Yesterday was real interesting. I wish I was able to record it. My boss came down and we were in this same site, and after our third point, she got the car stuck on one of the spots that we're supposed to be. And it's only because of mud and rain, and it's raining again this afternoon, and I have to go down the same road that she got stuck on, so that's gonna be real interesting. But luckily it's just collection right now. All right guys, this is the spot we got stuck in yesterday, right in here. We went on this side. So I'm gonna try going on this side and we should be okay. But if there's anything too sketchy, I'm not gonna risk it. But it doesn't look like it's that bad the rest of the way down there. If it is, we have a problem because then I can't access any of these, but I don't think it'll be bad. All right, we're at the next spot. This looks way better right now, but it's gonna get worse the further we get in here, and we'll enjoy it while it lasts. You can see, if you noticed some of my camera footage before, you may notice this place looks a little different. Looks like it's fall out here. That's because this is our treatment spot, and this has all been sprayed with herbicide. So hopefully it'll thin out all of this coarse woody debris. Don't know if you can hear it, but there's some lightning going on. I can hear some white-winged doves calling. And a lot of frogs. Ow. I cannot wait for that thorn stuff to die. Oh, I can hear that thunder. Ooh, that's a nice spider right there. I've seen the bigger ones. Those are the ones that can get to the size of your thumb. So, this is the trail I would usually use to get into where I need to go. And there's like a lot of water in it. These boots won't handle it. I'm supposed to go right across this stuff too, and ugh. Let's take a look at this. It's probably, okay, yeah, no. It's probably deceptively, it looks shallow to you guys on a video, and it is kind of shallow, but it's like just a little too much. But let's see if we can just like, maybe we can just cross over. Let's try. Okay, we did it. When I say I have no other way to get there, I mean I didn't blaze one to get in there, so. So I could have worn a rain jacket, but I don't wear rain jackets in Florida. I'd rather be wet than dying of heat exhaustion. And I already had heat exhaustion once while I was out here. I really don't need it again. It actually can get worse the more you get it. So luckily I had a relatively mild case of it, but it was enough to make me dizzy and nauseous and have to sit down for a good like hour. Oh, we actually might be able to make it here. Depends on how bad the last stretch is. Lots of brambles in here. feel weird having to hold my hands over everything. I want to walk with my hands at my side, but like I have to hold them above me. Oh, could this be good? Could I be good the rest of the way? Oh my gosh. See, look how long it takes to make up any ground here through that stuff. And then when you come out into this, it's just like right through it. It doesn't look like it's gonna be a cakewalk the whole way, but way easier than it was in the beginning there. Cool. Oh yeah. We're getting there. All right, let's find this stake. It should be pretty close. Oh, maybe a little bit further that way. Luckily I painted these, so they shouldn't be too hard to find. Well, they should be easier to find than if they weren't painted. There it is. Even though I got plenty of time on these things, the first thing I do when I retrieve these things, that's why I bring my machete. I should bring it the next time. But luckily I have a knife. First thing I do on these is I pop the covers and I turn them off, just so I don't get recorded while I'm taking stuff out of here. Just useless data, and also like gross. You're talking to yourself while you're making a video. You don't want to make any noise. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to repaint these a bunch of times because this stuff is just flaking off. It kind of sucks. Maybe we can find some of these that are already orange. Okay, so we don't litter, we put our zip ties back. I think I might switch to twine because easier to take off of these things, and also the twine, if it gets lost, it's biodegradable. So it won't be the end of the world if I drop some. It's literally just like hemp rope. Oh, heck yeah. I stopped over there and I was in a wetland, and I would have to go all through this wetland, along these trees, through a forest, and then through more forest to get to this spot. But then I looked at my GPS map and I found that I forgot about this spot, where there's a trail that goes through here that leads basically right up to where I'm supposed to have this ARU. So even though it's flooded, it'll be a lot easier to get where I need to go. I just gotta hope that there's no snakes or anything near here. Oh yeah, that's over my boots. All right, I gotta move out of that. But we have our route, and it clears up right up ahead here. And you can see that there have been cows here. There's cow scat and there's cow bones everywhere. There's actually a cow skull right over there. Take a look at that. Ugh. Right into a spider. Yep, cow skull. Oh, and it's got a horn too. That's cool. I don't take cow bones because they're really common. I've already gotten, like, for a friend of mine, I brought them a complete skull and as a gift, and then I have a vertebra on my museum shelf. This has been the easiest hike of the whole day so far. The one you're seeing right now, this is like the third excursion I got in. I have to do 8 of these. Some easier than others. Here's our ARU. So these things are going to start recording their audio soon here, so I'm not going to be able to talk when I'm close to them as much anymore, because I don't want to appear on the audio recording. But jumping spider made its nest in here. That's what sucks, that spiders make their nests in here, and then I have to kill them. Not kill them, but destroy their nest, so kind of sucks. All right, guys, you can tell I'm a bit roughed up right now, This was a bit of a messy day. The rain is not making it easy. It's gone now, but everything is flooded. So I was able to get, we have 8 ARUs out. I was able to get all but 3. 2 of them were in flooded swamps. You saw one of them that I couldn't get to, but 2 of them were in flooded swamps. One had a gator canal, which is looking like that. That was across it. That was too deep for me to cross, too dangerous. And then I was supposed to check on some hydro stations, which are basically these big rulers that stick into the ground. And we have a trail camera that's set to time lapse on it so we can watch water levels. And I checked 3 of them and they were all fine, but 3 more of them were left, and I couldn't get to those because the road down that way is they have a bunch of really deep holes in it where the wetlands come up to it and they flood into it, and it was so tight on either side you can't get a truck through. You might be able to get an ATV through. So did all that and couldn't get around that without getting stuck, so I called it quits on that. So we're gonna head back, I think, now, and tomorrow's gonna be real rough because we're gonna have to go put out ARUs in this flooded area, and we might have to use the ATV for that, which I do not like, because doing ARU stuff can be dangerous and you need something to cool down right afterwards. So we'll see how it all works out, but I want to keep this all one episode, so I'm gonna switch us over to the next day. So here you go. It's now tomorrow, and we're back out in the middle of this field of fog. Bad news is I broke the mount on my GoPro and it still mounts to my chest and everything, but one of the prongs on the thing broke off, so that's annoying. And I don't know what today's gonna bring. I don't know how long I'm gonna be out here at a time, but what I do know is that today's gonna be a little complicated. So I got these surveys I'm going on right now, and they'll be pretty quick, but we're supposed to get thunderstorms here at noon, and obviously that makes retrieval and deployment of ARUs incredibly difficult. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, and I can't redeploy these ARUs that I didn't pick up because they were inaccessible. So I can only deploy 5 until I get the other ones. I think I can get 1 of them. But I was gonna bring my boots that are my muck boots so I can get across the water that's nearby, but I forgot them on my way out, and oh, it's been a mess. It's been a huge mess these past 3 days. Okay guys, we just found our first snake. I'm not gonna really get too close to him, but oh, that thing's crazy. I don't know what kind that is, but it looks pretty menacing. It's not a garter, that's for sure. So since I don't know what it is and it was coiled into a defensive position when I got to it, I'm gonna go the other way, that way, so I don't come across any of his friends. Well, it's a good thing that we didn't get bit by that snake, because I did an ID search and it was a pygmy rattlesnake, and their bites aren't necessarily enough to kill a human, but it can cause a serious wound that really messes you up, and it can be dangerous, and it would be a hospital visit. So luckily we didn't mess with that thing and we got out of there. But that makes me really nervous about going into wet areas, which is the only things we're going into right now, because everything got drenched with rain, and I'm out here trying to collect the ARU units that we weren't able to collect yesterday because they were in too much water. So I'm at one where it's in the flooded swamp right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get in. It's just gonna throw a huge wrench in our ARU plans and stuff, but I don't know. We'll find out. It's one of those weeks. Well guys, this is the last ARU that I needed to retrieve So I got them, but I don't think I can put enough out today because 3 of these have batteries in them that are not charged, and they need to be charged if I want to put them out. So I have to put out as many as I can today. Don't know how many that's going to be. It's we have this done, but we have to still put out, after all that work in the morning and yesterday, 8 of these still. I haven't checked the points to see how far away they are or not, but judging by how the points have been, it'll probably be far again. It's also 98 degrees out. Well, real feel 98 degrees, so that's really fun. Let's see if I can find the way that I got in here. So there's actually a canal here that I can't get across really. So I used the ramp from my ATV to get across. There it is. Okay. All right, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Not gonna lie, it's been a rough day, but it's Friday at least, so when we're done, we're done. But I'm telling you, I'm getting really tired and it's getting dangerous out here. I really don't want to get heat exhaustion again. Okay, this spot was actually relatively easy to get to, which I'm very pleased to find out. I thought this was all gonna be underwater, but it's not. It might be soon. I just placed the ARU down and marked it on my GPS, so now we're heading back out of here and out to the road. I'm already getting hit with some fat drops of water. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels good, but I really don't want to get soaked. I'd rather just the wind. First time I've ever thought about wanting wind when out in the field. Female red-winged blackbird there. Ah, there's the truck, I see it. There's also here a helicopter. It's probably doing its training routes around here. There's a landing area nearby. Well, not really a landing area, but it's like a field that they practice landings and stuff in for a helicopter school. We were out near that field this morning. You might remember it. It's the one with all the fog. And that's where they practice. That's why when I'm out in that area, I usually want to be there really early in the morning, because I know the fog keeps them out of there and I don't want to disturb them or be up in their business when they're doing their work. It makes student pilots nervous and stuff. I don't want to do that. It kind of amazes me that there's so much grass in this part of the world, because I always associate grasses with pretty arid places because they can outcompete basically everything in that area because they don't need as much water. But out here there's tons of water, so they must be really working hard to get around trees and woody stuff. But on the other hand of that, all the land out here is really salty, so maybe they just have a high salt tolerance that the trees don't. All right guys, so if you can't hear by the rain on the roof, it's raining outside. It was raining a lot harder just a little bit ago, but I drove through it. We're at the spot I need to be putting out our next 3 ARUs, which is awesome. They're all right on top of each other, and one of them's right on the road here. I'm just gonna let this rain die down just a little bit before I head out there. Things are starting to look up a little bit. The points don't look too bad to get to on this time around. If I have all of the enough batteries, I could put out all of them, so that would be awesome, but I don't know if that's gonna happen, so we'll find out. Well, Set our ARU down. Ugh, it's so wet out here. The sun's kind of come back out, made everything really hot again. Like I mentioned earlier that real feel was 98, and I think it's the same still. I can see the other ARU I put down. I can use that as a measure to where I need to go for clear land. Okay. I don't know what all this red is. Let's look that up. My mom used to call stuff like this dragon's blood, or maybe that's a colloquial name for it, or it's a different plant that's kind of related. It's because they had red but with green scale-like leaves. All right, there we go. Okay guys, so I figured I should show you guys, if I haven't before, how I set up my ARUs. Now this point is right off the road, so it's not too far of a walk. We're right near our truck. And with me, I have first my ARU. It's missing one of its mic covers, but this is what it looks like on the inside. And we have an SD card in here and 4 batteries that are rechargeable. And we seal that up. I make sure that's turned off while I'm out here. And I have a zip tie, sometimes 2. But I've been starting to try to get less wasteful and use just 1. Then I have this T-post here. I've spray painted it with a little bit of orange paint. I should probably reapply a little bit later. And I have this orange flagging here. Helps it stick out of the stuff. And so what we do is we first find a spot that we want to place our ARU. And because we have this big water, I'm probably just gonna keep it on the side of the road here. So I will use the kickstand here and just press it in. Sometimes you can use a hammer, but I haven't used one the whole time we've been here. And then we have our ARU. So the first thing I do is there's these loops here, and I line it up with one of these loops in our stake, and I thread it through. Okay. So it's on there pretty good. And then if I'm near a spot that if I was putting it in a ditch over there, I'd probably put it up a little bit higher. This is a pretty short stake. Good thing it's right near the road. So now that we have it set up here, what I'll do is I'll pop the cover off, and that's when I turn it on. So I flick this little switch here, and then I look for these green lights, and once they're all green, I know I'm good to go. So I'll seal it back up. And if it's an obscure place, I will mark it on a GPS so I know where it is, but that's pretty conspicuous. It's right off the road, I can see it, and that's how we set it up. Now before I set these things up, I'll program them with my phone here and sync it with Bluetooth, and that'll give it all the settings it needs. So that's how we set them up. Well guys, we did it. We got them all out, and all the points were really close together, so that was great. Right on the road. Feels good to be done. We got them all deployed, we got them all retrieved and all deployed. Everything we need to do today is done, and we got done pretty early in the day. It's sprinkling a little bit on me, but it actually feels kind of nice. So I'm gonna go to like a McDonald's or something and get like a treat for me, because today was rough, yesterday was rough, the day before was rough, but we made it through. Thanks for joining me on this, guys. Thanks for putting up with my grumbling, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I've been Evan, and we've been outside.